Hello, welcome to It's Never Too Late. I am so excited to do this video and podcast today. I'm doing both, just in case anyone's listening. There is a video out there on my YouTube channel of It's Never Too Late. I go by Karen. Just say in case you want to look at what we're talking about, but we're going to try really hard to describe what we're doing as well. This is a unique kind of video today, but it's so much fun because I have a guest, and that guest happens to be my daughter, Meredith. It's called Bougie on a Budget. I'm really proud of Meredith because she bought her first house this year. She was just shy of 25, right? When she closed on it. I don't know about anyone else out there, but when I was 24, I was barely able to pay my electric bills. So I'm very proud of her. But even more so, well, not even more so, but what's really unique about Meredith, I think she's got a great eye for decorating. She's really organized as well. But she has some great tips that I've learned from her on how to decorate a room, how to decorate a whole house, and how you can organize it, but also do it on a budget. Because I don't want to give away anything, Meredith, but I guess I could say you're not a multimillionaire. Is that
Well,
accurate?
definitely not. I was gonna say, I also feel like I still can't pay my electricity
Oh,
sometimes.
still,
You're not alone there.
still.
Out here, multimillionaire by any means.
You have created such a cute home. It's so welcoming and so warm. And I know you love being there now, which was your whole goal, right? So
Yes.
kind of what were you looking for when you were decorating your home? What kind of, what's the word, vibe?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm sure I don't know any of you, so it's nice to meet you. My name is Meredith, and I am the lovely Karen's daughter. I'm, like she said, now 25 years old. I have been in my house now just for a few months since April. It's funny that you say I have a good eye. I really appreciate it, but I do not work anywhere near design or really even in a creative field. I work in financial services. I work with a lot of engineers and tech people on a day-to-day basis. So this is something I think that has just kind of become a fun hobby and a way to use my creativity outside of what can often be a very analytical day-to-day job that I have.
I think a lot of people are in the same boat. I don't think everyone's working and decorating. They want their place to look a certain way. I think this will apply to any age, but a lot of my audience is a little older than you are, Meredith, but
That's
may know someone younger who would take advantage of this. Also, I highly recommend my age range to watch it as well, because you learn a lot and you get a lot of great tips.
I think that's a really good point because I hope that everyone can leave this episode feeling like it's attainable for you just as a normal person to create a home that you really love. You don't have to have all these crazy skills. You don't have to be creative even. Hopefully what I share can just make it a lot easier.
That's great. I'm going to show some videos. I did a quick videos, a video of each room of her house. And then I have some still photos in case we want to talk about certain items. Now, she's going to be brutally honest too, like whether she still loves this item. And has it been like 7 months now since around? Yeah, that
Yeah,
you've lived
and
there.
some of the stuff I brought from my apartment that I
True.
was in previously, but a lot of it is new.
I will also provide all the links that I can to any product that she mentions. If it's available, I'll make sure it's listed below in the show notes and also on YouTube in the description, so you can see all of that there. I'm going to be putting her on the spot because we haven't talked about this ahead of time. So she's going to have to remember where she bought some of this stuff. So if she doesn't know, but she finds out, I will put it in the description too. Does that
Yes, I'll
sound
do my
fair?
best to remember, but
Okay.
that's the fairest thing I've ever heard.
So up front, did you have any tools that you used to kind of plan how you wanted to decorate your home? Now, I want to say real fast, it's so you know ahead of time, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home, right? With a
Yes.
dining area and a family room and a kitchen, of course.
Yep.
So that's what we're talking about when we're decorating. So what kind of
Yes.
tools, if you used any, or was it just all up here in your mind?
I wish I was talented enough to be able to just keep everything in my mind, but I had to use a lot of resources to help me as I was getting started on this journey. I would say the first thing that actually came to mind, I don't even know if you know this, but after I knew I was moving into this place and I had some measurements, I used this website called Plan, I think.
I
I'll
remember
make
you
sure
telling me about
that's
that. Thought
what it
about
is.
that.
Even before I started really doing hardcore shopping for any furniture or any decor, I used that website to basically plan out the structure of each space. I think that's something that's really important to consider as early as possible if you can, because while it's easy to say, like, I found this really cute thing, I want to buy it, if you don't have a really good idea of where it's going to go and how it's going to fit in your space, I know I've done this before
Oh,
on impulse. And then when I have it, I'm like, why did I do that?
mhm.
I have
Or it
no
doesn't
for this. So
yeah.
anyway, that website is really helpful just from a structural standpoint. You can basically put in the dimensions of your room and it makes a little picture for you on a grid. And then you can add fake furniture and size the furniture based on maybe if you're looking at a couch. I know that's what I did for my couch. I made sure that it fit across. I think it's because of things like that website that really helped
Is
me.
that a website or is it an app?
It may be an app, but I use the website.
It's
So it's
easier.
definitely a website. And I do think it's easier
Is it
because
free? Okay.
I'll make sure I have the right link so that
Okay.
you can include it. But you can just go on and start designing. It's
Perfect.
really fun. I would say, though, after kind of getting the structure piece down, when it came to the actual design of my place and kind of the vibe I wanted to go for, I had a very specific vibe at my apartment. And I really liked it because it was, I would say, still modern, beachy, and just very peaceful and relaxing. That's how I wanted to feel when I came into my apartment every day. I loved that design so much. I thought, let me see if I can keep elements of that in my house, but maybe bring in some other stuff just because, after a while, you do kind of start to outgrow a space or a theme. So what I really use, this is going to sound really basic, but I went on Pinterest a lot and just kind of
Great.
searched for the aesthetic that I was looking for. And even if you don't have a specific term that you know you want your house to be, I think if you just have even a color in mind that you really like, or if you know you want to do neutrals, you can literally search in the Pinterest search bar, neutral living room, or beachy coastal office.
Of course, Pinterest is free. It's a
Exactly.
yeah,
It's
and it's
and
a
the great thing
website and
is,
an app.
yeah, you can save your pins to a board. Created a whole board just for my house. Actually, I did different rooms because I was really extra. I had one for my office, one for my living room, and so on. But it was really helpful to me because it actually it got me excited, I think. And that
Yeah.
I feel like is really important when you're decorating. You can tell, it's weird to me. Maybe I'm just the weird one, but I can tell when someone is really passionate about what they've done to their house because it looks very intentional. It looks like they really thought through everything. And that's how I wanted my house to feel to me, if nothing else. It makes such a
Yeah.
big difference on your mental health when you have a
Mhm.
place you love being in and a place that you're excited about coming home to. So that
Absolutely.
got me excited.
If you're having a stressful day, you wanna walk in and feel a certain way and know
Yeah.
it's your place. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. I'll say one more very quick tool here. I
Okay.
just got inspired, but
No,
ChatGPT
I was
is my
waiting for
best
that one.
friend, the
I've
best
used
for
that a
last.
lot.
Of course. I call him Chatty, so if I start referring to him as Chatty, just know it's ChatGPT. But he saved my life when I was planning out this house because I would ask the most specific questions. Like, I'm sitting right now in my office and there's a gallery wall behind me
We're
of a
gonna
ton
talk
of
about
different
that. Yeah.
personality pics. Yeah, we'll talk about it. But it was so hard for me to figure out how big does each picture need to be and what size should the shelves be to fit on the wall. And to some extent, I used that Plan My Room website to measure
Mhm.
things, but I didn't know what would look good together and how it should all be staggered on the wall.
So
And
he did that?
he did that. I would send
Wow.
him pictures just from online before I actually bought the photos. I would take a screenshot of the ones I was thinking. I would send them all to him and say, out of all of these pictures, which ones do you think would look the best together in a gallery wall? How many pictures would you recommend? And how should they be structured? Could you give me a few ideas for that? Could you tell me where I could find some affordable white shelves to put them on?
That's
I could go
incredible.
on and on, but
Yeah.
he's really the one who made this wall. I didn't do anything.
Incredible. I didn't know he did all of that for you. One thing I want to mention, because I'm saying this is bougie on a budget, ChatGPT, Meredith will be able to say more than I am. This is just me from a personal experience standpoint. It is free. All you have to do is do chatgpt.com. Your generation, Meredith, I'm sure already knows this. There's also an app, and I use the app all the time. I use both. I use the website and the app a lot, and it's free, but there's limitations. And I know for me, tell me if I'm wrong, I was doing it like I was trying to redecorate our family room, and it only allowed me on the free version to upload 2 photos within a certain time frame. It's not just for decorating, it's so many other things, but we could do a whole nother video on that.
Yes, exactly. I will say if you don't feel like paying, it is totally possible to
It is.
still decorate and still get inspiration from it. Honestly, even if you don't upload pictures into it, it can still give you a lot of really good ideas just based on descriptions of items
Mhm.
that you give it. So don't feel like that's the only option, but I invested in ChatGPT many months ago. I've been on the paid version ever since, so I
Yeah.
do love it.
The more information you give it, the more it can give back. So I bet, Meredith, you were telling it what kind of vibe, I keep using vibe, what kind of feeling you were looking for when you walk in your house, what colors, and then it really pinpoints and narrows into what you want. Or,
It really does. And the really weird thing about it too, I would recommend people to use ChatGPT for other things so that it can kind of get to know you. I know that sounds creepy, but when I started asking it about my house, I had already established this relationship with it. Okay, not one of those people who's
Ah.
in love with a robot, but it knew a lot of other things about me, my personality, what kinds of things I liked. And so it brought some of that into the picture when I was talking about
Yeah.
something completely different, which was my house. It kind of knew what, to your word, my vibe was, and it gave me inspiration based on that. So if
Great.
you already use it, that's awesome. Even better.
Okay. So those are 3 good tools there.
Yes.
ChatGPT,
Thank you.
Pinterest, and Plan Your Room. We're going to check on that website. I'm going to start showing videos or short videos. We're going to start with her kitchen. Meredith had some things done to the house before she moved in, but this is what her kitchen looks like now. And then I'm going to show you some photos. Of course, this is on the phone. This is your kitchen. I think it is so light and bright, and it's darling kitchen. What would you say about it overall, just as an overall summary? What were you looking for here?
Yeah, I just like you said, really wanted it to be light, wanted it to be welcoming. It's not the biggest kitchen, but I tried to make the most of the space, which you can't obviously see anything really that I have in the kitchen
You
item
will soon.
wise, but yeah, maybe you will soon. But
Whoop.
I just wanted it to also be very neutral because I felt like I wanted to add more neutrals into my house in general, but I felt like the kitchen was an easy place to just keep neutral, to keep it clean.
And the appliances came with the house, so you have to worry about that, right? You didn't replace any of those. So, well, you did add an appliance.
I did actually. It
Yes,
feels so part of the kitchen now. I just totally forgot. Are you talking about the microwave?
you sure did. Yeah.
Yeah, originally there was a microwave on the countertop, kind of in the corner to the
Hmm.
left of the stove. It wasn't bad, but it just took up counter space and I don't know. I didn't love the look of it. So
Yeah.
when I found out I could put a microwave over it, the stove, I knew it had to happen.
There were a couple things in here, and again, I'm just going to do a couple of videos, and then we're going to do some just still photos. This was interesting. This is a backsplash you added on, right?
Well, yeah,
That,
I
that was
wanna
very fast.
I wanna give you the credit. Guys, my mom was the one who put on that backsplash for me. It ended up being a project, didn't it?
I am not handy that way. So if you're not handy, I wouldn't recommend doing it. I'll just be honest, but probably most people could do it in a heartbeat. All right. So we're going to move on to another area.
Well,
I did these videos of the bar stools that you put on your bar here. Very
yes.
cute. Very, very cute. Did you have a look in mind, or do you use these bar stools?
I surprisingly do use them a lot. Usually, like in the morning when I'm having breakfast or something, nowhere that I'm gonna sit for super long periods of time, but To be honest, I needed something that would go with anything and something that was cheap. Not that they're bad quality, but they were the cheapest bar stools I could find on Amazon, and
Amazon.
they did the trick. But
Perfect. They are
I did not
comfortable.
find anything even close to that price elsewhere, so I was excited.
Let's look at the dining room over there for a second. I think this is a really cute place. You didn't have a dining room in your apartment.
No, I did not. So this feels like a big upgrade.
Yes. Doesn't this just seem so nice and coastal and peaceful? For those of you who can't see it, it's blue, white theme, light wood table. I mean, did you want light wood? Did you know that going in?
Yes, I
Uh-huh.
did. And I actually was surprised at how unpopular it seems to have lightwood these days. I feel like everyone I talked to and everything I saw it was darker wood and black and all of this stuff, which is also very pretty. But I thought even with the flooring, the lightwood would go well. And if I wanted to keep some of that coastal vibe, it would
Yeah.
be nice too.
I'm going to show this again just so I didn't get to allow you to talk about this table or the chairs. Of course, the mom and me had to do that last piece. So this is the table. You'll talk about where you got it here in a minute. And
Yeah.
you found 4 chairs, and these are all very affordable, right?
Yes.
And
Yes,
you replaced the lamp at the top
I
as well.
did. Yeah, I feel like that added a lot.
Those are the chairs and the artwork you did have in your apartment before, right?
Yes, I
On the
did.
wall, but you added some lights above the artwork on the other wall, which we'll see here in a second, maybe.
Yes.
Then I did show this air purifier over here just because it's so important, you guys. But this air purifier, I think, is the quietest thing I've ever heard. I don't hear it. Do you hear it, Meredith?
Well, I only hear it when the air quality is really bad because it gets angry and turns red.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise,
Well,
no, it's great.
you would recommend it, but
Of course.
oh, you would.
Yes.
I mean, you're being honest. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the dining room. Here's the family room. This is coming through the front during right before Thanksgiving. I'm going to talk about what's on that couch here. So this was your big statement piece was your couch. That's new, right? And that's you can
Yes.
see you fit it perfectly on that wall.
Literally, the wall is 128 inches. The couch is
Yeah.
127.
This is just such a warm feeling when you see this room. There's so much to talk about in this room. Some of it you had before, that table, and some of maybe a few of the pillows, that kind of thing, but a lot of it was new. There is another wall in her family room, but I can't find the video. But I have a lot of pictures, and it's amazing. It's an amazing wooden wall. Let's go into your primary bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah, this is so peaceful.
Oh, thanks. That was the goal.
And look at that bed and the bedding and the wall behind it.
I got the wall repainted to that light blue for those who can't see it. It was originally what, like a kind of a coral-ish
A
color?
rust. We'll show it here. Yeah. And you did. You had that painted. You brought a rug, which really added a lot under
It
the
did.
bed. You have the nightstands from before and your bed from before
Yep.
as well. I do have to give a shout out to the dresser because
Yeah,
Meredith has had that dresser since she was a baby.
a lot.
And look, you have an air purifier in the corner there. So we're going to go out of the master and go down the hall. We're going to go into your second bathroom. I didn't do the master bath because a lot of in the this bathroom you kind of have in the master bath as well,
Yeah,
or the
it's
primary
kind of
bath.
the same.
This is really cute, very cute. Oh, I'm pointing out a few things here, but the big item was this item right here, wasn't it?
Yeah, I knew that I needed these LED mirrors because lighting is very important to me, especially for us girls. We need good lighting for our makeup and just so that we don't feel crazy every time we leave the house. So,
Right. So you replaced the mirror that had been in there for
yes,
a
I did.
while, and you have these, and you can turn the little buttons on. And it can defrost the mirror too, right?
Yeah, so
it's-
that was actually a big thing for me because these bathrooms don't have like fans. So when I'm taking a hot shower, for example, it would just totally steam up the mirror and all of that, which isn't the end of the world. But I like having that, I don't know what it's called, that button on there because it acts as kind of like one of those bathroom fans and it just completely clears it, which is great.
Yeah. We'll talk some more when I show the pictures, but she replaced the toilet seat. She has a cute shower curtain. I love those towels in there. It just is connected from room to room. which was your goal, I'm sure.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah.
And I didn't show the video. I'm going to go backwards.
You look great in the mirror, by the way.
I know that was very professional.
Real.
I just want to mention this. I'm going back to the primary bedroom. One thing I want to mention the primary bedroom that seems really silly that I am continually showing you here is the eyebrow window up there. That was a thing back in the 80s when this house was built, but it shines right into your bedroom. In Arizona, it can get bright early, especially in the summer. So you wanted one that was a blackout, but you also wanted blackout shade in your window and curtains and all of that. So you added all of this. And I know that was, when we get to it, that was a challenge to find that for the eyebrow window. Because you also have your bathroom. So
yeah, exactly. I just think it's so weird they put an eyebrow window right there in the bedroom.
yeah, I know. I agree with you. But
Oh,
that
well.
was the thing back then. Here we are in your office where you are right now.
Oh, yeah.
This
Oh,
is
this
so
is weird.
such a cute room. It's a large room, very light and bright. I love your artwork in here. You were really intentional with that. That's really funny.
This is where I actually show my personality because there's a lot of funny pictures, I would say.
I love this mirror. I want to get one of those mirrors. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I brought that from my apartment, actually.
Yeah. And the desk is really nice. Now, I haven't asked you because you work from home some of the time if you are liking this desk. I thought it was really sturdy.
Yeah, it is very sturdy. And I really like that it's an L-shaped desk that is also lighter in color. You guys would not believe how hard it is to find an L-shaped desk and an L-shaped desk that fits and one that's the right colors. So it worked out really well. And I like you said, the light and brightness of the room too, because it makes working from home a little happier.
Yeah. And there's that gallery wall, which we'll talk about here in just a second, and a chair, a very comfy chair there. And this rug is beautiful. It kind of puts it all together. So it makes work fun, right? So that kind of gives you an overview. I really want to start showing you some pictures of the house. With pictures, we can talk about it as long or as short as we need to.
Yes, that's perfect.
So here is the first picture I want to share. This was right when you were buying the house, correct?
Yes, I think it was right when I got the keys.
You can see she's done a lot since that time. You knew right away you did not want that color of the cabinets.
No, I know that sounds really snobby of me, but
no,
I just had a vision.
Yeah. And you didn't like the light up there either.
No,
Correct.
the long light over the kitchen. I just kind of wondered why that was chosen.
That was a style.
I
That
really
was a
hope
style.
whoever designed this house is not watching.
Well, a lot of people have those lights in their house still, but maybe they want to change them out and didn't think they could.
There you go. Well, guess what? You can.
Yes.
It's not over. Don't lose hope.
So you, again, we're on a tight budget because you had saved a lot of money just to be able to buy the house. You had a dollar amount in mind to use, and we were able to find a great handyman who he helps some people flip houses. So he knew exactly what to do, and he came in and painted the cabinets that white color, correct?
Yep, that is right.
Here it was during the process. You can tell he took out that light at the top and put in these type of lights, the can lights almost.
That's really nice. And you can see even in this picture, it's not done, but I feel like the room just looks so much brighter.
It did look great. You put hardware on the cabinet, correct?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
Yes.
I almost forgot about that.
You had the walls painted.
Yes,
because
I did.
That, I don't know, that's a small one. But if you see, it's more of like a yellowish color before, right? Cream?
Yeah, you can see the difference between like the ceiling and the wall in that first picture.
Yes.
Going through these cabinet companies, not saying there's anything wrong with them, but I will say all the quotes just for the cabinets were more expensive. Some of them more expensive than I think what the handyman did.
Yeah.
Everything.
Absolutely. How did you know what colors to pick for the cabinets and the walls?
That's a good question. I actually first looked online. I don't know why, but I felt like Sherwin-Williams was a fun brand. I don't know why I said fun, but I looked up their colors for the wall first. You won't believe how long I looked at different shades of white on their website. It was late at night, and that's what I was doing with my time. But it's fine. I did the same for the wall in my room, which we'll get to. But the cabinets, I really didn't know because I thought, oh, that's a different kind of paint. I just want white. I ended up having to go in a store and look at different color samples. I think we went to Lowe's, right?
Depot.
And Home Depot and kind of looked at what paint they had. I honestly do recommend going in person. I feel like it's very nice to be able to see
Yeah.
with your own eyes what a color actually looks like.
There you are.
Oh, wow. That's a
With the
crazy
lights on.
picture.
It did make a huge difference when you go back to this one. I know that I don't know why that one's going small. Yeah, it's because that's in the past.
It is.
So it really did make a big difference.
That's funny. I forgot about that picture.
Aw. And this is what it looks like now. Isn't that amazing? Amazing. Let me ask some questions here. The microwave was very challenging because of the size. So
Yes.
how did you find that? And I don't know if I would say that was a bargain, but it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse, is what I'll say. I've seen more expensive microwaves, but I believe I found it at Home Depot. And I really just was looking for microwaves that either were labeled as over the stove or range. I don't remember what they called it technically.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I either looked up that term or I looked by the dimensions, which
Like
luckily we were
slim
able
fit or
to.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one of them. We were able to measure to the best of our abilities how
Yeah.
big the microwave would need to be to fit that space too. It was a big word that all of these sites use. But even then, it was hard because I think this space was still smaller than the average space that someone has for a microwave. So this one fit in just barely.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
between those keywords I used and price, I narrowed it down to this one. I believe it's an LG microwave. Yeah, it is. And it makes a really cute song when your food is done. It always makes me happy.
I've never heard it. You got to make me some food. Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
There you go. That could be the problem. What about the hardware? Because I know I was involved in the search for this hardware because some of those little fake drawers underneath the sink, they had holes in them, didn't they? Like for hardware,
Yeah,
those were
okay.
filled in.
I'm very passionate about this because I don't know why, but the old hardware just made me want to cry every time I looked at it. And I know it's no one's fault. Everyone has a different style. I just knew it wouldn't look good with my vision. So this was very hard because what I quickly realized was that that old hardware, maybe it looked like that because there were very specific dimensions that the hardware had to fit in. It was a pretty small distance, if I remember correctly, between the two holes that kind of make up
Yes,
each
it was
side.
small, very
It was
tiny.
very small compared to average. So finding anything was kind of tough. I ended up having to just buy online because nothing in the stores was small enough.
Yep.
I still think I found these from Home Depot and got them delivered to the store to pick up.
Yep,
And
I remember.
the other thing I will say is make sure you count how many you need multiple times because I don't know why, but I was confusing myself when I was trying to count all of them because my kitchen is not even that big, but my brain was full. I don't know why that's relevant, but there you go.
Well, and a couple of other things I'll just mention, like as a side note, you wanted a reverse osmosis water because you drink a lot of water. So that was installed. You can have that done. She has a little machine underneath the sink and then the little faucets there. You use that, I know, all the time. I don't even have to ask you that, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. So you would do the painting of the cabinets again, I'm assuming. The rug you have right there, I think I know where you bought that.
I think it was from Costco.
It was from Costco. Yeah. Let's see what else I have here. I should have been showing this all along. Yeah, there you go. And you have a pantry. This is that backsplash. Wow. Now, would you do this backsplash again, and where did you get it?
I got it from Amazon, and they have a ton of different kinds of backsplashes. This was considered one of the easy ones. I don't know if it was called the peel and stick because you couldn't peel it. Yeah. You had to cut a lot.
Yes, I did.
Yes. Yeah. I would not have been able to do it like you did. If I had to do it again, I don't even think I could. I'm just very grateful that you were there and that you actually kept going and didn't give up on it.
I would just say pack your patience because it is so much cheaper than having someone come in and put in tile. Now, if someone's handy and has a tile cutter and knows what they're doing, obviously that probably is the way to go. But even this would be probably cheaper than that, I would think.
Yeah,
Um,
I
then now you
so
also put lights underneath your cabinets here, which really is nice.
yes, I was just about to say that.
Where did you get those? Would you do that again? Were they expensive?
I I got those from Amazon as well, and no, I don't think they were expensive at all. I think they were 20 or $25 for 4, and
Mm,
they really elevate the space because I don't
yeah,
have any other under cabinet lighting, and it's something I like just to have on even at night, add a little ambiance.
absolutely.
I will say the only thing that is a pain about them is that you have to charge them because they're not plugged into anything. It's cool because they just stick up like a magnet, basically. So it's really easy to get them off and plug them in, but they'll kind of go out at different times sometimes. So it'll look funny when one is out and the rest aren't. But anyway, other
You
than
can
that,
you
it's
can
great.
have them where they turn on just if someone's by that, like
Yes, you
motion
can.
detected, or you can just have it on. I had to put this in here because my daughter loves her coffee and she's getting me addicted to coffee now. But you had this in your apartment, and I think you buy it for your apartment when you moved in and you still have it?
Yeah, I've had it a long time and it's worked great.
Uh-huh.
I typically will have a cup of coffee every morning and I feel like it's honestly lasted longer than I thought it would. And I like it.
It's a workhorse for you. Over on the wall, we probably saw this. This is such a cute idea, but you had put these shelves here and talk about this a little bit and where did you get it? All the stuff.
I think this is a mix actually of stuff I had from my old place and stuff I bought. I had this empty wall and I thought I could definitely do something with it, but I wanted to almost elongate the space a little bit because I felt like the kitchen is kind of small and I want to give some dimension to it and add something that will even make it look a little bigger. I know it's kind of at the edge of my kitchen, but still. I'm also not an interior designer, so if you are, please don't judge me. Because
Nope.
don't. I got these little shelves. These came from my old place. I think they are IKEA. IKEA has a ton of basic shelves like this, and they are
Hmm.
very inexpensive.
I'll
I
check
had
that
that
out.
picture
Yeah.
above them from my apartment and I'm trying to remember where it was from. I think it was in a 3-pack from HomeGoods. Um,
Okay.
so that's
If I
the hard
find it, I'll
thing.
put a link in there for it.
Yep. And then these little decorations. So actually all of them on the shelves right now or then were fall decorations that I got specifically for the season. And that's kind of the fun thing about these shelves to me is that you can change out the decorations based off
I
time of
love it.
year, things like that. So I got a lot of that from Home Goods as well. And then
Hmm.
at the top above the picture, sorry, I'm going in a weird order here, but that light is from Amazon, and I have a few of those in my kitchen as well, or dining room. They kind of spotlight the pictures.
And you control them with a remote control, so you don't have to climb up.
Yes.
This is how it looks from afar. We didn't talk about that toaster over there in the corner. I should have taken a picture because I have
Oh,
the same toaster oven, by the way. I will put a link to it. It's my favorite thing on the planet, almost. Well, almost. I shouldn't say that. That's a little
almost.
dramatic. I wonder where
What's your
Meredith gets it
favorite
from.
thing?
I don't know, but I know you use yours a ton too. So,
Yes.
but
We
this is
love our
really
toaster
cute.
ovens.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think this picture was taken at a different time.
It
Yeah.
definitely was a different time,
You
but
didn't
that's
have your
okay.
fall stuff in there. I just noticed that. But your bar stools are there, which we'll talk about. Yeah, I
I
promise
don't
we're
have
going to
that
get.
candle anymore either, unfortunately.
Well, it's been burned, right? You always burn candles too, which is nice. It's,
A lot
yeah,
of
another
candles in this
ambiance
house.
thing.
Mhm.
There are the bar stools. So these are from Amazon, as you
They
said.
are. They come in a 2-pack and they're very small. That's what I'll say. I like them a lot because they are bar height. It's hard sometimes to find bar height bar stools. I believe though you can still lower them down to counter height. They're
Oh,
just
really?
adjustable with how high and low you can make them,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice and they swivel and the seats are kind of leathery, which is cool. But yeah, I was just excited because they were white, which is hard to find, and they were tall enough, which was hard to find, and good price.
And as a person who is vertically challenged myself, I like the little rings for your feet because
Yeah,
sometimes
me
bar
too.
stools like this can be tough for someone like me to get into. I like that. I have a place for my feet, or they'd just be hanging.
Yep.
So this is a purchase you would make again? You recommend?
Yes, I would recommend it if it works for your space. I feel like it doesn't work for every person's house or kitchen, but if this is what you're looking for, I'd say it's a great option if you're looking to save some money.
I will put the link in for this bargain. They are comfortable. Let's talk about your dining room or the table, which has a leaf in it, right? Now, so you
Yes.
could fit 6 people at this table.
I could. Well, that table is from IKEA. It was, again, a pretty good deal if
Yeah.
you ask me. I think it was one of the only ones left in
Time.
stock at that time.
Yeah.
They still sell it, I think. It's a name that I cannot pronounce, but it's a great table. It's very sturdy. I do like the leaf aspect. So like if you have people over or you just want some extra space, you can extend it out. Otherwise, you can keep it pushed in and it still looks good.
Yeah, it does for sure. Different angle here.
Different angle.
And this light fixture, because before it was the can light up there to match like the kitchen.
Think
You
you're
decided you
right.
wanted this type
Yeah.
of light, which is very unique. Tell me about it?
So this is also from IKEA. I think a lot of stuff in this area is from IKEA for some reason, but it was something I saw and I thought it was unique enough where it would kind of stand out as a statement, but it wasn't going to overtake the whole room. What really sold me, again, was the price. I know I'm all about the money here, but I think it was $25.
Amazing.
I felt like that was pretty good for
a
light that
a die.
over your whole table. I really like it.
It is. That's really cute. The chairs.
Chairs. These chairs are from Target. I was really interested in them because I actually had the bar stool version of these chairs in my apartment. They were counter height and they don't make them in bar height, so I couldn't get them again. But I found the chair version and they honestly, again, very affordable. I think they were like, I want to say 120 or 100 each, something like that. I don't know. In total, it was 400 maybe. So
That's
my
great
math is
for
wrong
4
there.
chairs.
But
Yeah.
it was somewhere around that. And I thought the colors worked really well with my place. I knew how they felt already to some extent because of the bar stools. I just went for it and bought 4 and Target shipped them. And it was all good. I like them. I do think sometimes they get a little creaky. I think that's just like a tightness thing. They're comfortable and they do the job.
Well, fantastic. This, as you said, came from your apartment. Then you have those same lights that you have over the shelves from Amazon.
Yes.
Here is my favorite thing. We already talked about this, but I think we bought this for you
Yes.
at Costco.
Yes.
You know, that's a Costco one. It tells you when it needs to be changed, right? Like the filter.
It does, which is nice.
I think it's, if you're going to have one in like where your living area, this is one to have because it is so quiet. I never know. It's
It
even
really
there.
is. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I had to show this. This was an air. What do you call this, Meredith?
It is an essential oil diffuser.
That's it. And
Yes,
look,
it
that bears
does.
off.
That's what I was going to say. That would have been impressive. It has lasted me a long time. I still have the same oil in it that I had when I first started using it. I don't know how many years ago that was.
Because I think I bought it for you for a Christmas present.
Well,
So
disregard then.
I just saw it. I was in Costco the other day. So they still have them. So it must be a popular thing. But
The crazy thing, sometimes I can smell that more than I could smell a candle in the same space that has a ton of wicks, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it really emits a powerful scent and you can change the intensity that you want too. In my
Okay.
apartment, one time I accidentally set off the smoke alarms because
No.
I put it on the highest setting and I think
Oh
it
my
thought it was smoke. So maybe don't do that setting if you live, well, I'm in a small space, no matter what.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That reminds me, you even had to replace the smoke detectors in this place, right?
Yes. Oh, wow.
Oh.
That was when it was under construction.
Okay. Okay, no smooth transition here. This was the family room when it was under construction, not construction, when it was getting painted and that type of thing, right? They moved the refrigerator and the appliances into the room. So this was before, right?
Yes,
So
mid-project.
again, no easy transition here, but we're going into the family room if you haven't figured that out. This was during that time too. I think,
Yeah,
because
because
your
I was
artwork
gonna
wasn't
say
up
the
yet.
artwork is not up yet, but
But this
it's a good
couch,
look.
I know you really looked for this couch. And tell us
Yes.
about the couch.
So the couch is from Living Spaces. I really like their couches because I've always felt like they are both affordable and pretty good quality. I had a couch from there in my apartment and I could have kept it in this place, but the one thing I didn't love about that couch was that it didn't have an extended side or area. What is that called? A
Like a
sectional?
chase
A
lounge
chase?
or a
I don't
yeah,
really know my
where you can extend your
terminology.
legs,
Right.
ready assuming.
No, unfortunately, I'm not. But, I'm non judgmental over here. I knew that I wanted something with a chase, and it was hard because a lot of furniture that has this kind of layout is much bigger, or it has like two chases and it's meant for like a family of 10 or something. I don't even know. But no judgment. I needed something that could easily fit across this wall, but still give me enough room to stretch out my
And
legs.
you could
And it's
pick the
comfortable.
type of fabric too.
Yes, thank you for saying that. I picked out this color. It did have to be custom built, so it's not like I just got it the next day, but I was very happy when I got it because for a while I was sitting on the floor.
So it wasn't the most expensive couch out there. I mean, it's not the cheapest either, but it's such an important part of your whole
Yeah,
house.
I think
Yeah.
so.
And oh, this was when I was there taking the photos. So you have like changed things out. You had that rug from before in your apartment. Is that
Yep.
from Wayfair?
It is from Wayfair, yes.
Okay. And your coffee table's very heavy, I have to say that. But you've had that from your apartment.
Yeah, I got that at West Elm actually. That was a pretty nice coffee table because I had a
Mhm.
very specific shape and size I was going for, but I found it when it was either on sale or on clearance and got it for like over half off, I think.
If they still have it, I'll put that in there. I'll put a link in there. You have storage in there because those are drawers
Mhm.
down there, which is nice. And I think I have some more close ups here. Yes, of your coffee table. You're really intentional with your decorating here too.
This is something I really used Chatty for, which
Oh,
sounds silly, but I always have felt like my coffee table decorating skills could be improved. And he kind of told me, okay, for a rectangular coffee table, which this is, here's how you should go about designing it to make it look good, basically. And
hmm
so that's what inspired this layout. I do change it out sometimes, but the Prada Catwalk book is from Home Goods. I only will buy Prada if it's not from Prada at this point in my life. The beads I think may have been from At Home. Some of this is from At Home. I think maybe even the tray was, but those two little vases were from Home Goods.
I really wanted to focus on this because this is, I think it's kind of unique. But that couch goes against the wall and you don't have a table over there. And if you're lounging on the couch, what do you use this for?
So this is kind of a holder for your phone, for a glass, and the remote. I think in the pictures it showed one of those in there. You can kind of put whatever you want in there that can fit, and it's great because just like you said, if you don't have easy access to a table or can't put a table next to the couch, this is your best friend.
And it fits whatever width of the arm, it looks like.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's a purchase you would make again, I'm assuming.
yeah. I definitely would.
Then you have cute pillows and you change them out in the holidays. And any special place you get your pillows?
I got these pillows from all kinds of different places. So
Okay.
that big one in your picture right there, it's kind of a darker brown and very furry and soft. That was the one kind of splurge pillow purchase I made. And it wasn't even crazy, but it was like $50 from Pottery Barn.
Oh,
And or not Pottery Barn, I'm sorry, Crate and Barrel, I think. That's where it was from. Yes, but it's a big pillow, which is nice because, again, used Chatty to help me. And he kind of laid out, okay, for your size couch, here's kind of the different size pillows I would recommend and how you should place them. Pumpkin, I think maybe were Home Goods, but
okay.
those circular pillows, and I have a few of them, those were very unique. They're called teddy pillows, I believe. And I got them so long ago, I think when I moved into my apartment from Walmart.
Okay. Now, this is with your artwork up there, and you had a vision here. So, talk to us about this whole wall.
This was really difficult. I'll just say that up front because this is a pretty big wall to fill. And I knew that I needed both lighting and a picture because since my couch extends across the whole wall, it's not as easy to add a ton of lighting on the sides. And I could do it on the front by my TV and on the other side of my couch, but to just bring a little more light and ambiance into the space, I got these two long lights from Amazon, and they are not plugged into the wall or anything. They are also just like the kitchen ones that
Mhm.
you charge. The picture, however, I got from Etsy, at least the painting part, and then I had to get wooden frames of different sizes to fit this painting around from Amazon. And I had to do a little DIY project in my garage to basically wrap this picture around the frames after I put the frames together. So it wasn't just like I went to a store and picked up that picture, but the reason I did it this way is because it was far less expensive to get just the painting and the wood panels than it would be to buy that whole thing like that.
And it's not flat, right? It has
No,
texture on there.
it
This
does.
doesn't show that. So it's really unique, very unique. And those lights are really popular too. So
Yes,
they
they
really
are.
do add to the room.
Thank you. I hope so.
Hey, okay.
Ooh,
And we're actually going to show the wall that I've been talking about. Haha, it's
there
across
you
from the
go.
couch. This is an amazing wall. And you had a vision from the very beginning about this.
I credit Pinterest because I kept seeing all these living rooms with wood paneling on one of the walls. And a lot of times it was above the TV. Sometimes people would do it behind a bookshelf or something. But anyway, I just got very inspired and I thought, I want to do this in my house if I have the space and if the wall height is proper because while it seems great, finding wood panels that fit the height of your wall can be challenging. So I was very lucky to find these from Amazon and they were just the right length, but it took me forever to find some. Like I bought some and then they took like weeks to ship and then they went back to Amazon. I never got them. Then I got these and I really, really like them. I had the handyman put them up, but I've heard a lot of people put them up themselves too.
So we'll definitely link those. Then your media center there underneath the TV.
Yeah, that was from IKEA. I actually designed it myself. They have a little design your own TV stand online. That's like
Hmm.
an application. And so I kind of knew, okay, I want white and light wood. And I played around with a couple combinations. And that is what I came up with. You can also choose if you want drawers, if you want doors that open and close, what you want the shelving inside to look like. Wow, great transition to that picture.
Yeah.
And so that's just a little look. I am a big blanket person. So
And all three
I
of
have
those
a few.
open. You can hire someone like from TaskRabbit or something to put them together. You were able to rope your dad into putting an
Hmm.
IKEA piece together because if anyone knows anything about IKEA, everything comes like in 1,000 pieces. Yes.
That's both. I think the thing on the left with all the twiggy things coming out of it is from Home Goods.
And you
Flowers?
have a
I don't
small
know.
sound bar there too.
Yes, yes. But
I focused
those,
on the lamp. So this lamp is from Target. It's very cute. Let's
yes.
talk about this because I haven't even mentioned this yet.
I know. This is kind of a statement piece. I saw these lamps a long time ago. I think I was with you, and we were in
Mhm.
this kind of specialty lamp store near where we live. And they had all of these gorgeous marble lamps, like all the different minerals. I don't know all of them, but,
No.
but really hard to describe. And it looks so different in different lighting too. So
Mhm.
it looks very yellow in this picture, also because it's on. But when it's off, it looks a lot creamier, I would
Yes.
say. I thought it was very pretty. I went back to that place. That's what I'm trying to say. Where I bought my house and just kind of looked at what they had because I had this idea that it would be a really cool type of lamp to have if I could kind of rotate it in a way that looked neat. I could fit it next to my couch and it would be both functional and aesthetic. So I ended up buying it.
At night, it really is neat when it's
Yeah,
lit up.
it is.
All right. Oh, we're going into the
Oh
primary
boy.
bedroom. This was before. This was the
Yeah.
color. I
Yeah.
think that I don't
Very
know if
different.
maroon maybe? I don't know.
I don't know if it's dark enough to be maroon. It's like a brick red, maybe.
Yeah, that's good. That's
I don't
good.
know.
All
We
right.
don't really know.
This was during the process. You had that red painted over. I think they had to put a primer on there.
Yes.
And then after, there you
Woohoo!
go, the blue with her bed. Of course, it's perfectly decorated, with the pillows.
Wow, thank you so much. Yeah,
Yes.
the bed is something that also took me a while. I had the comforter from my apartment and I got that from West Elm. That was one of my splurges. Just because, there are certain things, it's like, okay, I'll get a nicer one of
Hmm.
those. I will say the duvet insert inside of it is from Amazon. So
Good.
don't
Okay.
expect too much. But yeah, the pillows are from various places. I think mostly Home Goods and
Yeah.
uh
And that
yeah, Home Goods
blanket,
is my
that's cute.
life.
That's probably
Yes.
from Home Goods too.
Yeah, they have great
Yeah.
blankets.
And your nightstands there on either side.
Yes, those are from home. I
Yes.
almost said Wayfair, but no, it's at home.
And the lamps. Didn't you just buy new lamps?
Yes, these are new. These are from Amazon, actually. I just wanted more neutral lamps. My others were blue and they kind of were breaking.
There's that little air purifier in the
Hmm.
corner. And then that one is not as quiet as your other one, right? But it's more like white
No,
noise.
it is. I turn it up high at night, and that's exactly what it acts as.
There we go. Oh, and the rug underneath.
Yes, the rug is from Costco as
Yeah.
well. Really like that. The bed, I forgot to say where the actual bed
Yeah.
frame
Yeah.
is from. That's from Living Spaces. I really like that. I had that in my apartment too.
It's really pretty. Your draperies and these blinds that we talked about briefly, they are blackout
Yes.
blinds.
Yep, the blackout blinds, these were kinda cool because you could get them kind of custom made or custom sized to your specific window, and that was important to me because my window is not a traditional window size. It was very hard to find blinds that would fit it.
Hmm.
So, I ended up getting these from Home Depot, I think, and
Okay.
I just gave them, they had a list of measurements it could be. I gave it to them and they shipped it. And they really are blackout. Like, I can't see anything. The curtains are more for design,
Yeah.
especially because they're white. They're supposed to be room darkening, I think, but they're
Did you
more just there.
did you order those blinds online or did you have to go into Home Depot?
No, I could order them online as
Okay.
long as you know the measurements you need them to be. You
Okay.
can just order.
Push, you can't really tell, but the one on the big
Mhm.
window, you just push up and down with your hand, right?
Yes, you do. At first,
Okay.
I was worried about that, but it doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a really soothing room. I can say that. There we go. See, I love that eyebrow.
I
I
think that
keep
was from
doing it.
Amazon. I think the curtains were from Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot
There
of
you go.
Amazon.
The eyebrow window shade was from Amazon or Home Depot?
I think it was Amazon.
Oh, okay. So shade was
The
from Home
big
Depot.
shade was Home
Okay.
Depot. The eyebrow window, surprisingly, that was a pretty traditional size
Yeah.
for that. So Amazon had them in stock.
Perfect. We're back to the bathroom. This was your hallway bath.
Hmm.
Very cute. I'm in that picture, just taking photos.
Nice.
But let's talk about the mirror.
Yes, that mirror, and I got one for my other bathroom too. They were from, well, actually, the ones I ended up buying, I think, were from Wayfair. I was looking at Home Depot. I even saw some, I think maybe Amazon, but Wayfair had the best deal, and I liked the look of them, and the size was important to me because I feel like a lot of mirrors were too small and I needed the width to be a little bit wider.
Hmm.
So this kind of checked all the boxes. You can dim the light, you can make it brighter, you can turn on that fan. So I
And I
just
think
like
I don't know why, but that square around it, with the light coming out, it looks blue in
it
photos,
does.
but it's not blue, right? It's like a
Right.
LED light, right? Like
Yeah.
white.
It's just
Yeah.
think about like a makeup mirror kind of
Yeah.
light.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not blue. I wanted to clarify that.
Thank you.
And your shower curtain's very cute.
Yes. I think that was at the house actually when I bought it. Oh, yes, I did replace the shower heads.
The other thing that I think made a difference is you changed the hardware.
I did. I think that was also a Home Depot thing. I
Mhm.
think they actually have packs of hardware too with, like, the faucet, shower head, and so
Yes,
on together, which is nice. So,
because you definitely wanted that replaced for you
yes,
did I think it was older. Yeah.
yeah. So, Home Depot.
Home Depot. And your towel's very cute. Your picture's cute. Anything
Thank
to say
you.
about that?
I mean, I think Home Goods on both of those,
Okay.
and I've had them for a while, so pretty cool.
All right. This is cute. This is at the end of your hall.
Oh, yeah. My little place to hang up my purses. I actually
Yeah.
think you gave that to me, so I'm
I
not
think I
sure where it's
did. I
from.
think that's from At Home,
There you go.
actually.
The picture is also from at home next to
Well,
it,
there you
so
go. That's
crazy.
really nice. Can't really tell, but she changed all the locks on her doors to where you could use your fingerprint, right? Or put
Yes.
in a code
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
pretty cool.
Where did you get those? Home Depot,
Yeah,
probably?
Home
Yeah,
Depot. I spent a lot of time at Home Depot.
you did. Here are some photos at the office. I don't have the best photos. I'm kind of mad at myself.
That's
But
okay.
let's start with that rug.
Yeah, that rug is from Wayfair. I just
Perfect.
really like Wayfair's rugs. This one I really liked too because they had basically any size rug you can think of in this pattern. I thought number one, the pattern was really cool and unique and had
Mm-hmm.
all my colors, but it also was a square rug, if you can kind of tell. And
Yeah,
sometimes those are hard to find, but after putting my dimensions and measurements in the Plan My Room website, I found that this would make the most sense size wise, and it just kind of worked out.
it did. It's really nice. It's kind of a statement piece when you
Yeah,
walk in
I
there.
think so too.
And the chair that's very cozy over there.
Yeah. So that chair is actually from Walmart. It's really comfortable. It's
Does it swivel?
swiveling, and I kind of thought of it when I got it as it could be kind of like my reading nook chair.
Mm.
Now, have I gotten myself to read a lot in it? No, but I like sitting in it and, taking a break from work,
I
putting
was
my
just going to
shoes on
say.
before I leave the house, and
Okay.
I will read more in it in case anyone cares.
And the desk
Yes.
we
The
talked about earlier.
desk. This one's kind of random. It's from American Furniture Warehouse. I went there to look for a lot of stuff, but a lot of it was not quite my style. The desk, however, I couldn't find anything else like this online or at another store at that price. So I thought also the width and length were perfect to kind of go in that corner. And so I just ended up going ahead and getting it, and we could pick it up there, and it was all good. That I think is the only thing I got from there.
You can't really see, but it is very cute. There's a little, I call it a mushroom lamp on your desk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is from IKEA.
Your gallery wall. You told us about ChatGPT helping you with that. But the shelves and the light we know is from Amazon, but the shelves and
Yeah.
the prints in there. Where are
The
those?
shelves are from IKEA. They have these picture shelves, I think they call them, that I guess are more for frames rather than just, little
Hmm.
trinkets like the one in my kitchen. Actually, all the frames are from Amazon. They have a really good selection of frames. The pictures themselves are from Etsy, and I got them printed at Walmart, I think, because they had the cheapest printing or it was the easiest. I can't remember.
So you ordered like a digital file from Etsy?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And then
That's what I should have said. They were all
no,
digital, and then I got them printed.
that is much more affordable to do it
It
that way.
is. That's
Yeah.
that's the big reason because if you can imagine buying each of these pictures individually as
Yeah.
they are now, it would probably be a little bit more expensive. So yeah, it took a little more time, but not anything hard to do. It's just, getting them
Cutting
printed and
it.
putting them in frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, cutting, but not like the backsplash.
And I'm sorry about the glare on there, but
Oh, that's
that's all I
okay.
could do for my
I
photo.
know.
I think this might be our final photo. Drum roll, please. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm so glad you included a Christmas pic.
Yes, you just decorated for
Yes,
Christmas
I
at the
did.
time we're recording this. That kind of shows your house and how cozy. You took this picture. You can tell she's much better at this than
I
I am.
just wanted to get as much of the room as I could because there's a lot going on.
The lighting is so pretty, and this was at night. And I
Yeah.
love what you've done with your table. And look at those pillows, how you change those out, and how it just
Yeah,
changes the
see?
whole feeling.
You got to see the fall vibe and the winter Christmas vibe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So beautiful,
Well,
beautiful.
thank you. I
So this was a lot, but I know people, if you're like me, you want the details. You want to know where to go for what did you spend, what didn't you spend. Is there anything that comes to mind that you definitely would not buy again? Let's just go with a negative first.
Ooh, definitely would not buy. That's a tough question.
Maybe not because you did a lot of research.
I did. That is one thing yeah, it's to a fault sometimes. I research and look at all the reviews and kind of take my time. So I can't actually think of anything off the top of my head that I would for sure not buy again.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Um,
That's good. What are your top three things you like that you in your house? It didn't purchase, but maybe you had already. But what are your three favorite things?
okay, let's see. I would say the first thing that comes to mind is my wood paneling. If that counts as an item, but I
Mhm,
think
mhm.
that is just something I really like having because it's just so different and unique. So that's one. I would say that big lamp in the living room
The
would
marble
be,
lamp.
yeah, the
Mhm.
marble one. Just again, because of it being a little unique, not like your traditional lamp. And it's really pretty at night too. So that would be one thing. And then let me think. Third favorite thing, I would say probably the mirrors in my bathroom.
Yeah.
I like having that lighting. What can I say?
That was always very important to you to have that. But even the
Yeah.
handyman was like, "What?" I think he loved it after he put them in,
After
and
he
he
did
loved the
it,
wood
I
paneling. You
said
were
to
giving him
just
ideas.
right? I know, I'm like, "Trust the vision.
Yeah,
We'll get
yeah.
there." It's
Anything else you wanna add on to anyone who's tackling a decorating
I
project?
would just say that kind of to echo my point from the beginning of the episode, I think if I can decorate, you can decorate, anyone can. I think I used to believe that I had to have this huge skill or this eye or be very creative naturally to be able to decorate my place nicely and on a budget. I think I've taught myself through this process that it doesn't really take any of that. It just takes a passion to make your place look nice and everything else will kind of come along the way. Hopefully, some of these tips have helped people start thinking too from a cost savings perspective how to
Yeah.
go about it because it is totally possible to do this on a budget, even when it feels like everything's super expensive.
If you don't know where to start, like Meredith said, Pinterest is great
Hmm.
and ChatGPT, I'm telling you, I even did that with our coffee table and I took a picture. It gave me pictures back and that's what I did.
Ah,
So I was just like, tell me what to do. And it did it.
ah, it's great. We love ChatGPT over here, so that's
Well,
the life lesson.
thank you for spending so much time with me. I appreciate it. And
Of
I am
course.
stuff.
So I'm honored to be on your podcast and thank you for having me.
I want to say it is never too late to decorate, to elevate your house or a room. It just can change things. It changes your attitude and your feeling when you're in your house. You want to feel comfortable and happy. It's amazing. It's amazing what just painting a wall can do, even. There are tools out there that can help us all find all of that out. So I appreciate it. I appreciate all your tips. And
Of course.
I hope everyone will subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or follow me on your podcast host of choice, I guess, Spotify or Apple. Thanks so much.
Of course. Have a good one, everyone.